How are we doing, guys? Moose here, Season 3, Episode 1 of our West Ham United career mode. And this episode is really just going to be some housekeeping. We're going to get to the end here of Season 2 just by renewing some players' contracts, pretty much going through most of the free agents, deciding who we're going to keep. Obviously, Diame's leaving to go to Southampton on a free transfer. So pretty much everyone else we're going to re-sign, except for maybe a couple of the real young guys that aren't going to make their way into the team. Really not going to be a huge deal there. But from here, we're going to go through that. We're going to address the Jonathan Dos Santos situation, which we also take a look at. We're going to get into the new season, and we're going to take a look at the short list of players I've determined, would be a good addition to our team. The real weak spots of the team that I've decided upon right now is I think we need another defensive midfielder, someone along the lines of a Michael Bradley, just to take the load off him, just because I don't think we have a huge second player there that can play alongside Michael Bradley. We have Noble, obviously, and Jack Collison, but if we're looking to go to the Champions League, nothing against those players, but I don't think they're the kind of guys we're going to go into against a game against Real Madrid or what have you. That said, I also think we need another wide midfielder. Obviously, Stuart Downing's retired, and from that, it basically leaves us with Gat, Jarvis, and Sidney Sam. And we also have Ravel Morrison can play out wide, but he's sort of the 1B to Clement Grenier's 1A at the cam position as well. So we want to have a little bit more depth out wide to allow Ravel to kind of just slot into that cam position regardless, and then we will have a wide midfielder to take that place. But we do assess the Dos Santos situation. I had a couple commenters. One said yes, one said no. My thought on him is I will take him. I'd love to have him in terms of depth. He's a really good player, but at the right price. $60K a week is not something I'm going to be looking to pay a guy that's not even going to make our starting lineup. So if he'll accept a pay cut, then yeah, we'll bring him in. $35K is what I start out with for 4 years. He counters, still wants the $60K, but he goes up to 4 years. He had originally wanted 3. Now I decided to go $45K. The most I'm going to go is $50. There's no way I'm going any higher with Dos Santos. Just because he's going to be a backup. I can't afford. I only have 2 players making $60K a week, Sidney Sam and Clement Grenier. And Grenier is arguably our most technically gifted player. Sidney Sam is arguably now one of our best players as well. Andy Carroll, the leading goal scorer in the league, Lacazette, joint third in the league. They're not even making that much money. So if they're not making that kind of money, it certainly doesn't seem fair to give it to Dos Santos. He doesn't want to accept anything less than $60K. And with that said, he's not going to be coming back into the team next year. Unless we can bring him in on a loan deal. That's really the only way I would consider doing it, would be potentially loaning him in for another season from Barcelona. So we'll see. But we get a scout report back. We do sign 1 English player. I think this is actually the end of the scouting period there. So we're going to have to send the scout out again as soon as we can. But that was really all we found in this scout report. From there, this is back to the Dos Santos situation. As you can see, Sidney Sam and Grenier, the only guys even making $60K. The next guy is Michael Bradley at $45K a week. So really, Dos Santos wasn't going to be fitting in our wage budget in that particular way. With that said, he's going to be going back to Barcelona. We could potentially loan him in, but we'll have to wait and see. Back to what I was saying about the short list of players. The other position besides a wide midfielder and a defensive midfielder that I thought we really needed is a right back. Someone just to take the load off of Trippier, because our current backup was Demel. He is retired now, and our backup is Jordan Spence, who's only a 68 overall. And if we're going to be competing on a couple fronts, I want to have a right back that I can feel much more confident about slotting him in to the to that position than someone like Jordan Spence. But that said, we see the manager of the season, David Moyes. Player of the season, Wayne Rooney. Interesting choice. So I guess if you're the joint top goal scorer on the team that wins the league title, I can see where that would come from. But Andy Carroll really stole us some huge points. I wish he would have won Player of the Year. We also get back from the board about how we finished on the season. They said amazing season for exceeding. They wanted us to qualify for the EuroLeague. Obviously, we're going to be into the Champions League qualifying stages, so that could be huge for us if we make it into the Champions League. They're unhappy with our EuroLeague and domestic cup performance. Obviously, they wanted us to reach, it was either the final or the semifinal of the EuroLeague, which is a little ridiculous. And they want us to reach, I think, the semifinal of the Cup, which we were unable to do. Or they wanted us to reach quarterfinal, excuse me. We're unable to do it. But that said, I think we're looking to come back stronger and better here in Season 3. We're going to look to bring some silverware home huge as we get towards the end of this career mode, when we want to get at least one more season before FIFA 15. But we get our budget back, and look at that, £20 million, 100K in the wage budget that we're going to be putting to good use. I can't wait to have that much money to spend now finally, and it's all going to players here. We have a couple scouts, we'll let them do their thing, but the rest of this is all going to players. As we get a U Squad monthly report as well, and you can take a look to see who we have brought in. Or not who we've run, who we have scouting. Obviously, Diami's left. We also have Fabian Schär coming in, the center back, joining the club. We signed him on a pre-contract. He's going to be fantastic to slot into our center back rotation with Tompkins and Winston Reed. And this is where it gets a little ridiculous. The board wants to reach the semifinal of the Champions League. It's the first time we've ever been in the Champions League, and they want us to reach the semifinal. So the goals there are a little ridiculous. They only want us to reach the semifinal of our domestic cups. So I'm not sure why they want us to go so far in the Champions League. Obviously, personally, I want to win the whole thing, but I know that might not be realistic at this stage. So we'll have to see how things go and progress throughout the season. As we take a look at our youth players, we have a few that are going to be really nice. Guardado looks fantastic, so he could be a guy that we potentially get into the team coming up soon. But here's the short list to finish out the episode. Obviously, Jordan Much, a player we could use as a backup. Oreo, I talked about the right back. I also have Carvalho is one of my big targets here. I think he'd be huge to slot in as a central defensive midfielder. He's going to be fantastic. And also the person I really am looking at here is Jesse Rodriguez. I think he would be unbelievable out on the wings to move forward here. So guys, let me know. Obviously, give me some suggestions if you think there's someone I should potentially bring in the transfer window. Let me know, and we'll address it in the next episode, guys. So be sure to leave a like, subscribe, and we'll see you then. Bye-bye.